I'm Charlie Martin. I'm a racing driver and an LGBTQ+ activist. Back when I came out in 2018 on Trans Day of Visibility, I think there just wasn't really much awareness in motorsport. So I think while people probably wanted to be welcoming, sometimes people just didn't know what are the right things I should be saying or doing. But again, I think as more and more initiatives like what Motorsport UK are doing, to educate people and reach out to clubs and everything like that, that's what started to help people understand how to be better allies. I think one of the nicest things has actually been, meeting people and connecting with people from the community who've said, thank you for being visible because you've inspired me to start my own journey. And whether that's being visible online or just in the race paddock or wherever, it's a really amazing feeling to think you've helped someone else start their journey. I feel really sad about what's happening for trans people in sport and specifically trans women who are being targeted the most. Trans people make up such a tiny percentage of the population, right? 1%. We're a drop in the ocean, and unfortunately I think the scale of the problem is being blown completely out of proportion. It really is negatively impacting so many people's lives by not only stopping people from competing in their sport, whether that's people at an elite level, but it's people all the way down just at grassroots competing at a club level. You look at what's happened with the FA recently. There were 20 to 30 known trans women competing in England playing football, none of them at a professional level, and there was no data or research or anything that was published or anyone made aware of to say actually there's a problem. And so actually what's the impact of that? Well, you've basically stopped people from doing something they love, and all the community engagement and fulfillment that comes as a result. To me, pride means, quite literally being proud of who you are and being able to celebrate that fact with complete freedom and safety and everything that we should just automatically have as a given right as a community. But unfortunately, especially as we've seen in the last 6 months with this really dramatic pushback on LGBTQ+ rights, that's not what's happening. We're actually moving backwards. So I think pride does need to be a protest. I think we have every right to celebrate who we are as a community and everything that we've achieved. We do want to celebrate. It doesn't just want to be a protest, but I think there is so much that we have to push back against right now. And not just as a community, we need allies, everybody doing this together. Queer role models for me growing up, Caroline Cozy, number one. She was the first trans woman that I ever discovered in a magazine article, and that was the first time I realised people could transition. And so it was like someone telling me the world wasn't flat. Dana International, who won the Eurovision Song Contest in the year 2000, I think that was the first time I ever saw a trans person in the mainstream media just, not being pigeonholed for this is a trans person, but actually just being amazing on stage and really, really inspiring. And a few years later, actually, somebody connected me with her and she left me a personal video message, which was a really, really special moment for me. I wish growing up that there had been something like Drag Race, because I love that show and I think it works on so many levels. I think that would have really helped me, something like that just normalised the whole experience of being trans and non-gender conforming in any way. Will and Harper, which is just, I think, been a really profound documentary in terms of showing again a trans lived experience in a way that's probably so many people have seen that show because it's Will Ferrell, because it's on a platform like Netflix. I guess what I would say in terms of a message of hope is that trans people have always existed throughout history. You go back, as far as history goes, trans people existed in civilizations all around the world. We've had to fight at various times throughout history, but we're not going away. We're always going to be here. And the transphobes, the TERFs, the people who are trying to push back, they won't always be here. right? So you just got to see this period right now as, yeah, we do have to come together as a community, we have to fight, we have to push back, but we have the strength to do that, and we will get through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel.